Hello, everyone. It's another episode of eJenn Solutions, the podcast series, and I'm so excited today to bring to you Cory Freitas from DigiWay. And again, did I say the last name right?
That's correct.
Because I have problems. So thank you so much. I appreciate it. The reason I want to introduce everyone to Cory today is because he really is a specialist in SEO. He does other things, but today we're going to focus on his work doing SEO for companies. And he's been doing this for about 5.5 years. He's co-owner of DigiWay. And is it DigiWay just like Madonna, or is it DigiWay? Is there other like online marketing?
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, that's all right. I threw you. It's DigiWay. Yeah. That's it, right? It's not DigiWay online marketing or DigiWay.
It's not DigiWay, just DigiWay.
Right, like Madonna.
Yeah. So the way, actually, it is my partner's name, but it really means World Empowerment Inspiration.
I like that. WEI, World Empowerment Inspiration. And the digital age, right?
Yeah.
Perfect. I didn't even know that, so I learned something new today. Obviously, we've worked together, and I've enjoyed working with you, and I've seen your results, and that was another reason why I wanted you to come on the podcast.
Thank you.
So that, we can talk about it, share some ideas with people who are listening. So with that, why would someone come and work with you? Maybe let's go a little bit. Yeah. Let's go a little bit smaller and a little bit more simpler. Explain what SEO is exactly.
So SEO stands for Search Engine Optimization. Basically, it's how you're being found on Google or search engine. So when you type in, since you do social media, we'll just say social media consultant, and you type that into Google, and you get this list of results. So usually on the top, it's the paid ads. Under that might be your maps, and under that is what we call the organic, and that is the SEO part. So it's ranking on that list on Google search. So basically getting up there organically, not having to pay for ads, just showing up.
Right. And I think that's important because just because someone has a website, and this even goes to social media as well, just because you put a page up or create an account on social media, if you haven't done things to optimize those pages or websites, then you're pretty much dead. You're not even being indexed or found, and you're not getting traffic. So
so if you don't have your name and the name of your website, if your website is just named Jennifer Stinnett and you do social media, no one's going to know that. Google's not going to know that. So
it really is you coming in and translating what that website has to Google so that Google understands what's going on with the website.
Yeah, exactly.
So that I would assume so here's the other thing that I know a lot of people, it's an unseen and unknown work. And so that can make it difficult for people to really understand. So when you say SEO, it's actually working within a business's website, correct?
Correct, yeah. Working within their website, obviously the social media accounts, stuff like that. Yeah, working to make the website so Google knows what it's looking for. I always reference Google because Google is the top search engine in the US right now. Yeah. They get like 80 or more % of the searches.
It's definitely more.
Something like that. It's definitely more.
Yeah. And then YouTube is number 2. So
yeah. So it helps with showing up on those search engines.
So, right. So basically you go in and you are coding things so that Google understands it.
Yeah.
And there's a strategy behind that as well, too, that you work with people.
Yeah. So ultimately we want to find keywords like that people, ideally you want the owner or the business owner to know their market. So we need to really know who their target market is and get to know who their clients are and how they're finding, how they would search when they go online to find their business.
Right.
So it's really trying to get in, basically becoming their customer and seeing how I would search for them. And that involves keyword research and finding the right keywords that will drive that traffic to your website.
Yeah. And we've had, so I've had another guest on, and she is a photo marketing specialist. And she does the same thing. I know you do this too. When you work with someone, we create like a client profile or avatar. And so already, just, if you've been listening to this podcast, you need to know who your target market is, whether it's photos, whether SEO, your website, social media.
Yeah.
And that is so important. And honestly, before anything, don't you agree? That's kind of what needs to be done.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's basically, if you don't know your target market, you say everyone. They say if you target everyone, you really target, was it no one? Something like that?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's really getting it down a target market or a niche is definitely the way to go.
And I mean, a lot of people, and a lot of people starting out, you probably dealt with this too. There's like, I just want anyone who will buy from me.
Yeah. Yeah. I used to want that too, but not anymore.
Right? I mean, because when you're starting out, it's like, I'll just take anything. But really, it's such a disadvantage.
Yeah, it's you get some interesting people out there.
Well, let me ask you this. Do you, I am assuming that if you are working with someone on a local level versus a national level, that's kind of the same thing because, right? Or is that the same?
Local and national?
Yeah, because there is a difference, I think, between a national, doing SEO for a national demographic versus a local demographic.
Yeah, local, I have a Tom Tree client that's in Torrance, located here, and we're just focusing on we call the South Bay area, the area around Torrance. So we'll target specific cities and stuff like that. Whereas if we're doing a national campaign, it's a little bit more broader words, broader keywords, longer tail keywords. So you won't have the city in it. Local is a little easier because you're just focusing on one area, whereas national, if you wanted the whole US, you're gonna have to find broader keywords and you're targeting harder market.
And I would think that by harder, that's probably more expensive.
Yes, exactly. Because that means you're in the game with companies that make multi-millions or billions of dollars now, right? So if you're clothing, you're starting a clothing company, now you're going up against, I don't know, we'll say suits. Now you're going up against the Suit Warehouse, these big old brand name suit companies, brand names.
Like Men's Warehouse.
Yeah. Men's Warehouse, and they're probably spending millions on just advertising alone, not just TV, but internet as well. So that's where you really want to come in and find, if you're a small and medium business, really find your niche, find your market. Even large businesses, you want to find your target market, your niche.
Yeah. I would think though that with the right SEO, a small business, not just with SEO, but social media plan and pay-per-click, all that stuff, which we're going to actually talk about that a little bit more later. You could be fairly competitive if you had the resources to create content for that type of thing.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's another thing. Content is big. Nowadays in Google's with SEO, if you're not doing your own content, like a blog, podcast, or whatever, you're really behind in the game. And it's just going to take that much longer to rank for keywords that you want.
Yep. One of the reasons why I'm doing this podcast. Yeah. And honestly.
And you're doing video too. So that's another part of SEO.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is you and I've had many conversations about this. It's content, and blog writing is huge, and having that fresh content. And you and I, so let me ask you this, just general, how many words or how long should a blog be that's good if I was to do it myself, if I had to do a blog post?
I know it's hard for people, so I just tell people, just to get started, maybe try to 300 to 500 words. My SEO team they say we want 750 and above. So they want a lot more.
I know, it
But
hurts.
I tell people, at least get used to take baby steps. Start off small, write a paragraph or two, and then as you get used to, if you set it in your calendar maybe once or twice a week, you'll start getting in that groove, and you'll start writing more content naturally. For me, I was never a good writer, so I challenged myself last year to do, I think it was 30 or 60 days of blog writing. And when you look at it, my first few blogs were very short. And then as I was getting more used to it and just writing, they would get longer and progressively longer. And I should get back to that, because I saw a big increase in my traffic just by writing a blog a day. So
It's hard.
it is. It's very hard, because you think of the content, think of what you want to write, and it reminds me of school, writing those papers. But it was actually fun, because I was learning new things about SEO, websites, online marketing, just the online world. So it really helped me expand my knowledge of my industry and what other people are doing. But then it got me also reading other people's SEO people, my counterparts, what they've been writing, and learning from them as well. So it's a good thing.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm hearing feedback.
Oh, sorry. Is that I have a fan on. Do you think it's a fan?
No, do you have your speaker on? Sometimes that does that too.
Oh. No, nothing else. It's just the computer. You still hear it?
A little bit, but that's all right. We'll move on. It's not that bad. One of the things that I know you and I have talked about this too is for clients to really think about top 5 questions that someone has come to them with. So whether it be, let's go back to your example of suits. Are your suits made of wool, as an example? If you get asked that a lot, chances are people are out there Googling for wool suits. And so, having the content around a wool suit might be really good for the website. So I always have people list top 5 questions and then make blog posts from that, or social media posts.
That's a very good, I actually should do that. That's how I started, I believe. One of the most questions that I got asked as an online marketer, and I just went from there.
Yeah. Well, you get asked a lot, I'm quite sure, because our area, what we're in, it's always changing on top of it. And so even just keeping up with the changes is difficult for us. It's job security, but if that's why people come to an SEO specialist or social media, is because we're up on that. No one really has the amount of time that you and I spend daily on this, because they're working in their businesses, right?
Exactly.
And so that's what makes it so important. So I'm going to ask you a question, and I'm probably going to stump you with this, so I apologize. I'll give you time to think. There's that new, we just kind of went through that whole thing, and I don't even know the name of it. It's where we have to identify that we use content on a website. Does that have any type of effect on SEO, or is that like nothing related? Where we have to say that we're using data?
Oh, that is a good question.
I don't know that it would really hurt SEO. I know that we have to, some companies have to put the cookie on their websites, but it's usually for the European.
I noticed that.
It's not for US. But I learned if you were hosting not with a US company, that you do have to place that on your website. But would that like pop up, or pop-ups in general, does that have anything to do? Was that an issue
with SEO? I haven't heard anything from my team, because I've kept up with my main SEO guy. He's the one who's been keeping up on every little thing. He hasn't said anything about that.
Yeah, I was just curious.
So, he usually tells me some of the updates that we need to be watching for, and he hasn't mentioned that one. But I'm going to ask him, and then Yeah.
I'm sorry to stump you on that. It was just something that came to mind because I know a lot of people are starting to see that.
Yeah.
Do you have any stories for us?
Any SEO stories?
Yes.
Yeah,
We
I love
love
a story.
stories.
Okay. Yeah, actually, I think one of my bigger clients now, they weren't online. Actually, you got brought into this a year ago now. So they basically, the owner didn't believe about being online. He's very old school. So when he brought us on board, he didn't believe in online marketing. So it was really, I had to prove to him like, this is where you need to be. So they do heavy equipment. They sell heavy equipment, and they rent it. So within the first month, we actually did a 2-tier kind of campaign. We're doing SEO and pay-per-click at the same time, which I recommend for everyone if you have the budget to do that. But within the first month of doing SEO, this was probably 3 years ago, so a lot has changed back then. So we were able to rank very quickly. So we got his page to rank within that first month, basically.
Wow.
And he got a client that paid six figures for one of his products. I don't know if it's rental or he sold it, but we went to his office. He told us, "Oh yeah, we just got this call in from Google, basically," and he sold one of his heavy equipment for 6 figures, and that just kind of made him a believer since.
Yeah. Well, I can imagine that they may not. Because it's big equipment. So
Yeah.
how would somebody really go and purchase that online? I get that.
So I was shocked that it happened, because somebody selling 6-figure item online like that, and it works, and it made him a believer. So now we just kind of expanded his services, and yeah.
Well, I know you weren't shocked that it happened. You were shocked it happened so fast.
So fast, yeah.
So
nowadays, I would be shocked if it happened, because Google has they did so many updates from 5 years ago to now, and we're really working within Google's rules. Unfortunately, they make the rules, and we have to follow the rules. If we break the rules, then the website gets penalized, and that's unfortunately how it is. But we work in the Google parameters, where nowadays we're seeing websites really take 3 to 6 months to rank if they don't have anything at all.
Yeah, and that's what I wanted to ask you too, because everyone thinks it's the internet, everything is instant, and so I should instantly sell. And like you were saying, you were shocked that it happened in 1 or 2 months, because especially since they were at zero,
yeah,
it should have taken them a little longer.
Yeah, to start ranking in.
So
luckily they started early, before all those Google started really cracking down on a lot of the algorithms, the penguins, whatever, those different algorithms. So it was easier to rank back then for keywords, because he's doing more regional, not just local to his area. He's doing more regional area. So yeah, it's a great testimonial, actually.
Yeah, no. And that's what I was hoping you would bring into point. And I know even for social media, again, it does not happen overnight. And
yeah,
we've been talking about another mutual client of ours, and she has like over 20,000 people on her Facebook page. She hasn't paid for anything. Now she's been on for, again, some time, well over 5 years, and it's very organic now. But it takes a long time. It's consistency and continuing to keep up.
Yeah.
And she did blog posts too, so.
Yeah. It does take time. That's why if you have the budget, that's always recommend starting with PPC and doing SEO at the same time, because they exist together. Well, PPC, SEO, and social media, they all exist together. And if you could do all those at once, or at least a couple of them, you're definitely ahead of most of your competitors that are local to you, I think.
So I'm just going to kind of talk about real quick about how social media and SEO works. And when you and I work together as a team, you have done all the research, and you've done the hard part, basically. And you give me and my team keep the keywords. And so then when we're doing social media, we're mindful of those keywords that you're using, so that now not only is it on their website, but it is also on their social media platform websites. And so all of those things kind of work together. And can you explain just a little bit what PPC it means or stands for? And yeah, because everyone's at
I say PPC. Okay, so PPC is a pay-per-click. So Google Ads is pay-per-click, which means every time someone clicks on your web, we'll go back to the suits. If you type in suits and you get the ads on top. So if you click on that ad, you pay, that person who placed that ad pays however much it costs for that click. If it was $1 to, I've seen as much as like $30 for a click. That's like real estate or financial, So those clicks could be, it could get expensive.
$30 really? For
yeah,
one
I think it's for like financial advisor or something. Yeah.
Ouch.
It varies within Google. Also, Google controls how much the cost per click cost. So basically, every time someone clicks on it, they are paying for that lead. They're paying for that lead to go to the website.
Yeah, we definitely need to talk about that one in another show, because there's so much with that too.
Yeah.
And you can, if you don't know what you're doing, you can easily just blow through your marketing budget, I would imagine.
Yeah, I have a client that they were doing pay-per-click for 5 years, and we just started managing them 3 years ago. So before that, they were doing it for like 5 years, and they just set it up once, and then they didn't touch it since. So luckily, they put a budget on it. They put their budget, so they weren't going over their budget, but they were wasting a lot of money because they weren't getting the right clicks to their website and stuff like that. So we just came in and optimized their Google ads, basically.
So the SEO can go right to the pay-per-click section as well, right?
Yeah. SEO and pay-per-click work well together, because with SEO, Google wants to see like traffic coming to your website, new blog content, and then you want to make sure your site is optimized, meaning the site has those keywords that your target market will be searching inside your website, and backlinks. So if PPC is or Google Ads pay-per-click is bringing that traffic to your site, so it's going to help your SEO because you're getting traffic to your site instantly.
That makes sense.
I won't say instantly, but yeah, it is basically once you start on the ads campaign, you're getting traffic to your site if it's set up right.
So just to kind of recap.
Yeah.
If someone has a website done and correctly designed, they would call you for SEO first, correct?
Yes.
And then you can go in and really optimize that website. And then would you have a continual process with that, or how does that work?
Yeah, so when I have a new client and they just want to do SEO, so I'll go through the whole process.
Okay.
So basically, I'll look at their website, make sure their website has no Google penalties or any issues with like mobile. If they have any issues, if they're not mobile friendly, if they have penalties or anything like that, I will tell them to fix those issues before we do any SEO. Because if I start SEO and there's all these issues, it's not going to help, and they're just wasting their money and they're paying me for no reason. So I don't feel comfortable with just taking someone's money. So I make sure they fix all the issues before that. And if they do have some penalties, we will go in and clean the website for them and remove some of the penalties, remove whatever issues they have and fix it. So hopefully Google will flag it as okay again. In the very rare occasions where a client had to get a whole new domain name because it was just flagged so bad. I don't think that's happened since I've been with the company. So
were they spamming?
I think it was just bad SEO practice. They had viruses, just a bunch of different things on there's just so many different things that were going on. They were blacklisted by Google from what I saw. Yeah. That rarely happens. Usually we could just clean the website, remove any bad links and stuff like that. So once we determine that it's all good, that's when I'll do basically the customer intake. I'll interview them, find out who their target market is, and I'll start doing keyword research. Keyword research is me finding the keywords that the target market will likely search on Google or online. And I'll do some of the competitor, look at their competitors, see what they do, see some of their keywords. Maybe we could use some of their keywords for our campaign. And once we determine the keywords, everything, then we'll optimize a site with those keywords. And then from there, if they just want that section, then it's just a one-time thing and the site is optimized. But if they go within our monthly, that's when we start building backlinks to the site and making sure the site is constantly optimized, making sure all the blog posts that go out are optimized for whatever keywords they have, and so on. So backlinks are basically a site linking their website to yours. So if WebMD wrote an article about ear infections and your doctor client is an ear specialist, maybe he wrote a blog about ear infections, WebMD sees article, they refer that article that you wrote, and it creates a link to your site. So that's a backlink. So we create backlinks to sites. So because that is one of the things that Google does look at, is how many quality backlinks you're getting to your site. And that is our monthly maintenance. Yeah.
Nice.
Went kind of fast, but that's the process.
That was the fast version.
That was a fast version, yeah.
Well, thank you so much. I'm going to wrap this up.
Great, thank you.
So how can they get a hold of you again? I'm going to show them while you're talking the website too.
You can either contact me through the website. Ideally, my email is cory@digiway.com. That's probably easier if you just email me directly. I'll give away to any of you, Jennifer's listeners, a 30-minute consultation. I'll look over your website, maybe give you some pointers or some things I see to maybe help you improve.
And for those listening, DigiWay can you spell that for me?
DIGIWEI.com.
Awesome.
So my email is Cory, CORY, @digiway.com. No E.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Cory, for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
And I know we're going to have you on again. So thank you. We'll talk soon.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.